Hello and welcome to my new channel. This is Let It Spin. So this is all about my vinyl record collecting adventures. So you might be able to tell already, vinyl records are like one of my favorite hobbies aside from playing music. And I have a main channel called Dreamer Jazz, so if some of you came from that channel, welcome to the new one. And so I'm a musician, I play music, and I have a channel just for my music, but this channel is dedicated to just my favorite hobby, which is collecting vinyl. And I have tons of vinyl records and just so many stories to tell. And every time I look at my collection, I always think, man, I should probably talk about these or something, because there's a lot of stories attached to the records. And I also figured, hey, maybe I could vlog or document about my trip to the record stores or something like that, or any cool idea I could think of. So yeah, welcome to the new channel, Let It Spin. So I didn't really know what to talk about for this video other than welcoming you to the new channel. So I figured I'll just talk about some of my recent finds. So let's get into that. Now, before I talk about some of those, I'll show you what I have been listening to. I've been listening to Christmas music by the Beach Boys. So this is a great album. And also Nat King Cole, Christmas. This is a classic right here. So I got these last year, I think. Or no, actually I got this one a couple years ago. And but I'll talk about this one first. So this one, I was watching this movie, Christmas movie with Eddie Murphy in it. And there's a scene where he's just chilling by the fireplace and kind of thinking about stuff. And he puts this record on, and that first song comes on, Chestnuts Roasting. I was like, oh man, that's cool. And I had to get the record because you could see it in the movie. It's playing in the back. I was like, oh, I gotta get that. What is that? So yeah, I got that one. And then this one was pretty cool. I found this record at a gaming store. So I also love to play video games, and there's my local retro gaming store. They were selling some vinyl records during that time when I went there. I was like, ooh, what do they got? And I found this one. So yeah, and this is a great album. So yeah, there's some of my recent playlists. But now that Christmas Day has kind of gone, even though Christmas spirit is still in the air, I've gone back to the regular music thing. So let's talk about some of my recent finds. So yesterday I went to the record store and I got some little goodies. So first up, I got this one, which was really cool. This is the American Breed Bend Me, Shape Me. It was my first time really listening to this album. I just started playing it today, but I got it because of the song Bend Me, Shape Me. It kept coming up on my YouTube playlist, and I was like, hey man, that's a catchy song. I was like, ooh, I definitely gotta get that record. And I remember seeing the album cover at the record store, so I went back a couple of times to see if I could find it. It's like, oh, it's not here. Maybe I just thought that I saw it, but I swore I saw it at the store. And so I just went yesterday for fun, and sure enough, I was looking through the dollar bin, and I found this piece of gold right here. So it's a good record so far, and just $1. Can't complain. And I'll be honest, some of my favorite records have always, well, not always, but mostly been from the dollar bin and stuff. A lot of my favorite records are dollar records, believe it or not. So this is a great record, and it's on my platter right now. Now, what else did I get? So I got the Argent Anthology. I haven't heard it yet, but I know a little bit about these guys because I know their hit song Hold Your Head Up. Alright, so, and I just thought it was cool. I was like, hey, why not? They look like cool dudes, and I like this cover. It looks cool. It called me to it, so I figured why not pick it up. And this one was $8. And then I also found this one in the dollar bin. This is Peter and Gordon. I kind of know a little bit about Peter and Gordon. but not really. So I figured, hey, why not get into them? They look cool. I like this classic, like early 60s album cover look, you know, with the band down here and then the lettering. I like that kind of vibe, so I figured why not add these guys. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're English, right? So I like collecting all the English British Invasion bands, but you know, I'm not sure if they were British Invasion, but yeah, they're cool. And fun fact that I never really knew about, apparently one of them, I assume it was him, was the inspiration for the Austin Powers character. I don't know if that's true or not, but I could definitely see the resemblance. So, yeah, baby. Anyways, alright, so what else do we got? Oh, these three right here, this one, and this one, I got at the record store yesterday. And it was a fun visit because I went to do my record shopping, and then I decided to just play flute outside. I have a little flute, and sometimes I just like to play it for fun and relax and whatever. And then someone from the restaurant next door invited me to have some food with them because they were having like an employee restaurant party. So I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to go. And so that was very kind of them, and I let them know that they made my day. And so that was a cool part of that, of my record shop adventure yesterday. I got invited to eat, and yeah, it was a pretty cool record shop day. Now, let me show you some other goodies I got. So this is one I got fairly recently, the Herman's Hermits. I got this one online. I rarely see this in the stores, and I wanted to get like the first Herman Hermits album, so I just like started getting into these guys. I never really listened to them that much, but I don't know, I forgot how I got into them. I think I just Googled or YouTubed one of their songs, and I really liked it. And oh no, one of their songs came on my YouTube playlist. I'm Into Something Good. I was like, ooh, this is groovy, I like it. And then the rest is history. I just started listening to their other stuff. It's got Miss Brown, You've Got a Lovely Daughter, and some other goodies on this album. And it's a great album altogether. I love the sound of this album. So Herman's Hermits. Up next I got Roberto Carlos. So he's very famous in the Latin world. He's a Brazilian singer-songwriter, and I really like his music. He's very mellow, and he has like a lot of nice melodies in his music. I have one of his other albums that I'll talk about in another video, but this was an album I got because it had a song on it that I really wanted to hear, and it's called Detalles. I think that's what it's called, Detalles. And it's just such a cool vibe. Do 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 do. I just love that melody. So, and the rest of the album is really cool too. So sometimes when I get records, I get them just because of that one song I want to hear, and then I get surprised by the rest of the album. And yeah, up next I got the great Benny Goodman. So I've been in a big jazz mood. So I showed you the Christmas albums earlier, but aside from Christmas, I've been listening to a lot of jazz, Charlie Parker, mainly Charlie Parker and Benny Goodman, and I've been playing video games with my family while listening to Benny Goodman, and the music is on the video game console. I uploaded it from a CD. It's like, oh man, I gotta get me a Benny Goodman record, and I actually have another Benny Goodman, but I wanted like one with the older songs on it. So I picked this one up because it had some of my favorites: Stompin' at the Savoy, King Porter Stomp, Moon Glow. I think that's my favorite Benny Goodman song. I wanted to learn that song to do a video, but it sounds like a simple song, but it's very hard to play. I tried learning all the chords. I usually learn chords by ear, and even then I couldn't hear some certain chords. It's very difficult, but a very beautiful song nonetheless. So there's a little bit of Benny Goodman. Now, I'll be honest, I was a little bit, just a teeny tiny bit dissatisfied when I got this one because I thought this was going to be like the original songs, the original recordings, but instead it just seems like a live concert because I could hear like the clapping and the music sounds more live and stuff, which is still cool. But I was also a little dissatisfied because on Sing Sing Sing, which is the last song on there, had a skip on it, and you can't even see it. Like, it doesn't look like there's a scratch on the record, but man, the needle won't go through no matter what I do. Even if I put a little weight on it, just go. I'm sure some of you vinyl fans out there know what I'm talking about. So up next, I got this beautiful, wonderful album. This is Reach Out of the Darkness by Friend and Lover. Now, this is a really cool and groovy album. So again, this is another album that I got because their song, what's it called? Reach Out of the Darkness, that song came on my YouTube playlist, and oh man, I loved it. I think it's so groovy now that people aren't getting together thinking. Such a cool, groovy jam, and I had to get this record. And the funny thing is that I remember seeing this record at the store in the dollar bin, and I saw it, I was like, oh, that looks alright. Skip. And then after that, that's when I heard the song on my YouTube playlist. I was like, oh, I should have got that record. So this ended up being an online Discogs buy. So there you have it. Reach Out of the Darkness by Friend and Lover. But the whole album is great. I still don't remember it. I just played it once all the way through. But I remember every song was really cool and groovy. So great album right here. Up next, I got some Grand Funk. I don't really have much to say about this. I got this at the record store. Oh, by the way, the record store is called Sunshine Records. I just got this one because I saw it in the dollar bin, and I only have one other Grand Funk record. And I got it because it has I'm Your Captain on it. That's the only song I really know from this album. So that's pretty much why I got this one. And I haven't played it all the way through. I just put the needle on that one right there. But yeah, Grand Funk. I see this a lot, like at every record store that I go to, I always see this album. So I figured, why not throw it in my collection. Alright, up next, I got the original cast. And I don't know, this one, I don't know anything about this band, or I didn't know anything about this band. I just got this one just to get it. I just said, you know what, I'll take a chance and see what it is, because a lot of the times if I see like an album that like appeals to me just by the cover, I'm like, you know what, let me try this one just to see, you know, what it is. So a lot of my records are those kind of records where just, you know, I just felt like surprising myself with whatever it was. So, but I did play this one all the way through, and it's a pretty good record. It has a good sound, good mix. I'm surprised it was just $1 because it's a really clean record. And it plays really nicely, very little surface noise. Personally, I like a little bit of surface noise on certain kinds of records, but yeah, it's a pretty good record. The original cast. Let me know in the comments if anybody knows about this group or anything, because I couldn't really find anything on them on Google or anywhere else. Up next, Bad Boys, what you wanna do? So this is Inner Circle, One Way reggae band, and I got this one because of the Bad Boys song. I really like that song, the Cops theme. I don't know, it's just a cool song. I was driving around town in my bug, blasting Bad Boys. I don't know, it just felt cool. So I decided, hey, why not add that record to my collection? And I played this whole album. It's a pretty good album. I like the vibe. And I also love 80s reggae. There's something about like 80s reggae that it's like prime reggae. I like 70s reggae too. Like it's both good, but there's something about 80s reggae. It just has that pop, you know. You know, it really pops. It's like reggae, you know. But yeah, Inner Circle. Good group. Alright, last one. I think there's a couple others that I forgot. This is Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66, and this one is Look Around. I still haven't played this album. I think I played a little bit of it, but it has, with a little help from my friends, Beatle cover. I think that's the only song I heard on it. Oh, and Look Around. Those are the only 2 songs that I've heard on it, but I got this one because I just love this cover. Like, that's so cool with the umbrellas and everything, so 60s and groovy. And I put this one up for decoration in my room. So this was just something I felt like buying. But I do like the group. I like their hit song, Mas Que Nada. I forgot what it's called. Is that it? Yeah, this is a good band. Sergio Mendes and Brazil 66. So there's some of my recent finds. And yeah, thanks for viewing this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And I have so many more stories to tell. So many cool things I want to like try and talk about. Maybe I could do like a top 10 Beatles favorite album or whatever, you know, or my favorite records or whatever. I have like a lot of cool stuff in my collection too, like really rare and groovy stuff. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas of like what you want to see or what I should talk about next. So this is my first video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to let it spin and like the video and subscribe and all that jazz, and you know the rest. Peace.